My dad died when I was quite young, but he was a Subway alumnus and always hoped that my brother would go off to Notre Dame. Well, I applied to Notre Dame, but I also applied to several colleges in Boston, and I was set on going to Boston. But when I got the acceptance to Notre Dame, my mother looked at me and said, "Your dad would have been so proud." And with that little thought, that's why I came to Notre Dame. I entered in 1973, and I have to tell you, it was a magical year. It was the second class of women, so it was a historical shift that I think many of us shared. Many interesting experiences, many interesting ties were developed. My father-in-law won the national championship that year. Digger Phelps snapped UCLA's 88-game winning streak. And at the same time, the hockey team was rated #1. Believe me, I quickly learned that here at Notre Dame, we like to win. And hopefully, Notre Dame has taught me to be gracious in times of winning and courageous in times of loss. At the beginning of my junior year, I met my sweet dear husband, and as corny as this sounds, we courted and we studied in the north section of the library. And we were nerds. We married 40 years ago in September. And then we started a family, raising 3 beautiful kids with Niemann-Pick type C, along with our oldest son, Era. I wanted to tell you all of this as a backdrop to understanding the role that Notre Dame has played in my life and in my family's journey. By the time our children were diagnosed with Niemann-Pick type C disease, I'd been a part of the Notre Dame community for 20 years, and I was already part of this family that had been steeped in the lore of Notre Dame. But I really didn't understand what the community was all about, I have to be honest. It wasn't until my children were diagnosed that I really, truly came to understand the spirit of Notre Dame. Khalil Gibran once said that when joy or sorrow becomes great, the world becomes small. And that's what happened to our family. The ND community has wrapped our family in love, in comfort, and support for our children. While our foundation has had many supporters, we've had friends, we've had family, we've had NPC families that have supported us, our hometown of Tucson. The reality is our foundation would never have been a success without the support of the Notre Dame family. It is this community, this Notre Dame community, and my husband, sweet Mike, up here, that really deserve this award. Mike has been intimately involved with the work of the foundation. Together, we have held our children as they have died. And he has been my strength, my pillar of hope, my sweet dear friend. And the Notre Dame community deserves this award. You've held us up while our hearts have broken. You've shed tears of understanding, and you financially supported our research efforts. We are a small, small family, and yet we have been blessed by the power of human love and generosity, the power that heals wounds, cures diseases, and makes dreams come true. The coming together of countless individuals, many with ties to Notre Dame, has demonstrated the true power of the Holy Spirit, which Father John talked about today. I have a cross collection. The cross collection started in Lent of 1997. I never planned to have a cross collection. My daughter, Krista, who was 3.5 at the time, was in a Catholic preschool, and she made me a little cross out of 2 twigs, held together by some plastic flowers. And my son, Era, gave me a cross made out of some palms from Palm Sunday. 6 days later, I was handed the cross off of my son Michael's grave. And that's what started my cross collection. And it has grown over the last 20 years. It's, I think, maybe 200 crosses now. People have heard about this collection. I have a cross from the Basilica of Sacred Heart from Father Hesper. When they were remodeling it, they took the pews and made some crosses out of it. I have a cross from a young lady in Farley Hall. I was giving a talk there one night, and she got up and went up to her room and came back and gave me the cross her grandfather had made. I have a cross from the rugby coach at Notre Dame, he always carried it in his pocket, but he gave it to me. I have a cross that has been made by a Neiman type C child out of little stones. And I keep this cross collection for two reasons. One is I look at a cross, and it is such a simple form, but it can be rendered artistically so incredibly differently. And it reminds me that we all have a cross to carry, and they're all different. And I'll drive down the street now and I'll look at the car next to me and I'll say, what in their life is challenging them? And the second reason I keep this cross collection is to remind me that the only way we get through life is by helping each other carry our crosses. We are truly in this life together. ND is a prime example that God might not always answer your prayers the way you think he should or the way you want him to. Instead, what he does is he brings people into your lives to help you along the way. My prayers have morphed over the years. When my children were first diagnosed, I said, God, cure my children. And then it changed to, God, love my children. Don't let my children suffer. And then it was bring my family peace. And now to this prayer I have added some additions. And it's a prayer that a dear friend shared with me. Lord, lead me today to those I need and to the ones who need me, and let something I do have everlasting significance. This is what Notre Dame has demonstrated to me over and over again. God has brought people into our lives to shelter me, to hold me up. And he will give me the opportunity to help others if I only look. And if I take a moment, I can add just a little something to his creation. And it doesn't have to be as great. I know many of you know about like the Dean of the College of Science that rode his bike across country 5 years for our foundation, raising $2 million. It can be as simple as giving somebody else a smile along the way. So Lord, lead me today to those I need, to the ones who need me, and let something I do have everlasting significance. This is one of Notre Dame's greatest gifts to me, and he has shown the meaning of this prayer and has given it a place in my heart. Love thee, Notre Dame.